Rhea Ripley's star power questioned. WWE veteran raises concerns over fan reaction exclusive. Former WWE head writer Vince Russo recently spoke about Rhea Ripley seemingly not getting reactions from fans. The star was in action on Raw this week. Ripley faced off against Kairi Sane and Zoey Stark in a Money in the Bank qualifying match. Minutes into the match, Stark injured her knee and was forced out of the encounter, making it a one-on-one showdown between Rhea and Kairi. Mammy finally hit the riptide on her opponent to punch her ticket to Money in the Bank. This week on Sportskeeda's Legion of Raw, Russo noted that Rhea and Kairi barely got any reaction during their match. The veteran writer said Mammy was supposed to be one of the biggest female stars in the company, and yet fans were not reacting to her presence in the ring. He felt this was unnatural because WWE boasted of a highly invested and vocal fan base. When it was just Ripley and Kairi Sane in that ring, there was zero reaction. Bro, I swear to God, it sounded like a tennis match. Unlike these people are supposed to be such rabid fans, we book the show and sing along. And Rhea Ripley, definitely one of the top 3 female stars in the company. I'd say her, Charlotte, you could say Tiffy. I don't know if you want to put Becky in there. But Rhea Ripley is over 0. And I like what's going on here. From 12/24 onwards with this win, Ripley joins a star-studded lineup for this year's Women's Money in the Bank match. Other stars like Alexa Bliss and Roxanne Perez have also qualified for the high-stakes match. WWE legend Kevin Nash believes Rhea Ripley has star power to redefine women's wrestling. WWE Hall of Famer Kevin Nash believes Rhea Ripley possesses a rare combination of athleticism, psychology, and star power that separates her from her peers and could potentially allow her to compete against male competitors. Speaking on his Click This podcast with co-host Sean Oliver, Nash didn't hold back his admiration for the current WWE Women's World Champion. IYO SKY shares hilarious backstage moment with Rhea Ripley. IYO SKY finally got Rhea Ripley to do her viral celebration. WWE recently dropped a clip of the duo on X/Twitter. The footage begins with IYO asking Rhea to do her pointing gesture. The clip then transitions to the WWE Universe hitting the IYO SKY emote before going back to Mammy and Genius of the Sky. IYO SKY and Rhea Ripley joined forces on WWE Raw last week. IYO SKY and Rhea Ripley put their differences aside to take on former NXT Women's Champions Julia and Roxanne Perez on 5/12 Monday Night Raw. Rhea picked up the win for her team after she planted Julia with a riptide. IYO and Rhea have been feuding on and off since the Genius of the Sky beat the Eradicator for the Women's World Championship on an episode of Raw in March. IYO would retain the title in a triple threat also featuring Rhea and Bianca Belair at WrestleMania 41. IYO's longtime friend and tag team partner Kairi Sane made her WWE in-ring return last night on Raw. The Pirate Princess competed in a triple threat match that also featured Rhea Ripley and Zoey Stark, who suffered an unfortunate injury during the bout. WWE stars injury saddens wrestling world. Rhea Ripley, Bayley, and more react. Rhea Ripley, Bayley, and more have reacted to the heartbreaking injury of a WWE star. Injuries are something that no one wants to see in professional wrestling. Unfortunately, it is a consequence of the sport, and last night on WWE Raw, Zoey Stark suffered such a consequence. During the Money in the Bank qualifier between herself, the returning Kairi Sane, and Rhea Ripley, Stark suffered a gruesome knee injury. It was so painful that she had to be carried out of the arena, leaving many shocked and worried about her health. What made it even more heartbreaking was the fact that Stark was returning to WWE TV for the first time in close to a month. Following the injury, reactions started pouring in from every corner of the internet. Stark's opponents from last night, Rhea Ripley and Kairi Sane, shared their thoughts and wished her a speedy recovery on professional wrestling can be very real and dangerous. Tonight continued to prove that anything can happen. Wishing at Zoey Stark give you a speedy recovery, tweeted Ripley. I truly hope we get to face each other again when you're ready. Wishing you a smooth recovery. #respect at Zoey Stark WD, tweeted Sane. Stark also received messages from the likes of Bayley, Natalya, IYO SKY, B-Fab, and AEW's Thunder Rosa. Check out what they had to say below. It's always devastating when a superstar suffers an injury. Prayers go out to Zoey Stark, as ITR Wrestling hopes she has a quick recovery. Rhea Ripley was successful in qualifying for WWE Money in the Bank,